So I wanted to look at the Luigi Manifesto. So this is posted by Ken Klippenstein. So if you scroll down, okay, so highlighting it. So Ken's just pointing out that he has the manifesto that Luigi wrote. Says it's the real one. He talks about how major media outlets are basically in possession of the document. They have the document, but they won't publish the entirety. He has reached out to New York Times, Washington Post, CNN and NBC to explain their reasoning for not publishing the manifesto. They'll quote from it. They'll just quote specific parts, but they're not publishing the thing in its entirety. And then he just questions basically the media's drift away from public disclosure. Okay, so this is the manifesto. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial, some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook of present has some staggering notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. When he talks about any strife or traumas, I don't know if he's referring to officers that potentially were dealing with the dead body after. Okay, he goes on, frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. has the number one most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. So we're talking about United Health. United is the blank largest company in the U.S. by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, Walmart. It's grown and grown, but has, I think he meant to say has our life expectancy. No, the reality is these blanks have simply gotten too powerful and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Okay, obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument, but many have illuminated the corruption and greed decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I'm the first to face it with such brutal honesty. I've seen people posting online saying denying claims is not violence. I'd have to point out that there's been large popularity for a public option, and the insurance companies aggressively lobby against it. They pour millions of dollars and they rake in those millions of dollars by denying coverage to people. They make millions of dollars and then put that toward lobbying efforts to basically keep us trapped in this system that only exists in the United States. It doesn't exist in other developed countries. So some could argue like that's violence because they've created the system and then we're stuck in it. Okay. In terms for Luigi, I mean, this is pretty damning. It's strong indicator he's the one that did it. What's going to be interesting to see is if a jury will actually all vote that he's guilty. There's some talk about, I think it's called nullification by jury, but understand so many people have been negatively impacted by these insurance companies that it's possible, I can't say for sure he might do prison time. It's possible he does not see the inside of a prison cell other than if he's being held now without bond, like once they have the trial, it's possible he'll walk free on it. Think about people that killed Emmett Till. They walked free when there was so much evidence. Think about the OJ case. There are times that people get off with murder depending on the jury. And there are so many people that are so fed up with these healthcare companies that it would not shock me if he were to walk away from this. But again, yeah, this is his manifesto, very short. A lot of people are lionizing this guy online. We'll have to see what happens in the coming days, but it is interesting that Ken Klippenstein, kind of more independent journalist, is publishing this, and these other major media outlets are not. Potentially, these major media outlets have executives and have owners that also have ownership in insurance companies, and so there's a reason why they are protecting the insurance companies by not publishing this entire thing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.